Scotland Euro 2024 squad, Steve Clarke's key decisions ahead of provisional announcement. Head coach Steve Clarke will name provisional 28-man squad on Wednesday, live on Sky Sports News at 11 a.m. Aaron Hickey and Nathan Patterson are out of Euro 2024, Scotland are in Group A with Germany, Hungary and Switzerland. Germany vs Scotland opens the tournament in Munich on June 14. Steve Clarke will name his provisional 28-man Scotland squad for Euro 2024 on Wednesday, but who could be on that plane to Germany? In recent weeks that picture has become less clear following injuries to key players. There are issues at right back, while decisions need to be made in the goalkeeping department and in midfield. Therefore, it is no surprise more than the permitted 26 players will be named, giving Clarke time to assess options in the weeks before the June 7 deadline. A total of 29 players featured across Scotland's 8 qualifiers, with Clarke saying the core squad from that successful campaign deserve the chance to go to the Euros, meaning he will have some very tough calls to make. Defensive dilemma. The big question mark comes at right back. Aaron Hickey will miss out with a hamstring injury having not played for Brentford since last October. To Hickey's likely backup, Nathan Patterson. The Everton defender is also out after suffering a hamstring injury of his own in last month's stoppage-time defeat to Chelsea. So who does Clarke turn to? Well, the good news is he won't be short of alternatives. Anthony Ralston could be an option, having featured in recent squads, but is not first choice at Celtic. Ex-Aberdeen defender Ross McCrory could be in the mix too, having impressed at Bristol City, and was called up last June in place of the injured Ralston at the time. Elsewhere, former Motherwell player Max Johnston won the Austrian title at Sturm Graz this season and was a substitute for last year's friendly against France, while Liam Palmer played 38 games for Sheffield Wednesday. There is always the option of trying to lure the likes of Newcastle's Tino Livramento to declare for Scotland, or will he consider a back-to-the-future approach and deploy Kieran Tierney at right-back instead of his centre-back role? There is some good news in defence too. Norwich's Grant Hanley and Copenhagen's Scott McKenna, who both withdrew from the March camp due to injury, did return to action for their clubs before the end of the season. Whatever players Clarke selects for right-back, they will have 2 warm-up games in June against Finland and Gibraltar to try and claim that starting spot for the tournament opener against Germany. Who will make it in midfield? While Serie A star Lewis Ferguson's hopes are over after rupturing his anterior cruciate ligament, there could be good news for Scotland fans with Stuart Armstrong in the mix to return from injury. Ferguson featured in 3 qualifiers and both March friendlies, and while he may not have started in Germany, the Bologna captain would have been in Clarke's squad had he not been forced to undergo surgery. Armstrong meanwhile was stretchered off in Southampton's defeat to Cardiff City last month. However, club boss Russell Martin says the player has a big chance of making it. It is an area of the pitch where Clarke is blessed with various quality options. Callum McGregor, John McGinn, Scott McTominay and Ryan Christie featured in all 8 Euro qualifiers, a feat only matched by forward Lyndon Dykes, suggesting the boss will be consistent with his approach in the middle. Kenny McLean, 7, and Billy Gilmore, 5, featured regularly too and would be expected to board the plane to Germany. However, could Celtic's James Forrest get one of those extra spots on the plane? Despite not featuring for the national team since 2021, he ended the season in great form with his club, scoring 5 goals in 8 games, and could provide a different option offensively, or even slot in a right wing-back role. Aberdeen's Conor Barron is also reportedly in line for a surprise call-up after impressing for Aberdeen this season. Gordon to make remarkable return? Norwich goalkeeper Angus Gunn will be Clarke's number 1 after beating Hearts' Zander Clarke and Motherwell's Liam Kelly to the gloves at the start of the qualification campaign. After pledging his allegiance to Scotland, despite playing for England U21s, he took over from the injured Craig Gordon, who had been recovering from a double leg break suffered in December 2022. However, at 41 years old, Gordon is back and did return to the Scotland fold as one of 4 keepers for the March friendlies. Only 3 are expected to head to Germany, so who misses out? Kelly played the first half of last October's defeat to France, but in the Scottish Premiership kept just 3 clean sheets all season, while Motherwell conceded 59 goals, the joint fourth most. Clarke meanwhile kept 16 clean sheets, a number only bettered by Rangers' Jack Butland, as Hearts conceded the least goals out of any club outside the Old Firm. Gordon was kept out of action by Clarke at club level, although did feature in 3 league games and 4 cup matches, and would overtake David Weir as Scotland's oldest international if he plays, at 41. Clarke did run the rule over his options during training earlier this year and suggested not only game time will come into his decision. "I'll assess everything I've got," said the Scotland boss. The makeup of the squad going into a tournament has other factors like squad stability and players who have been in the squad for a long time, so it's going to be a tough decision. Striker surprise? Could there be a surprise at the top end of the pitch? Dykes and Che Adams were almost guaranteed to be in the squad, and after a season to remember, Lawrence Shankland should be on that plane to Germany too. The Hearts forward scored 31 goals in all competitions and netted during Scotland's draw in Georgia. The likes of Luton Town's Jacob Brown and Millwall's Kevin Nisbet were left out of the last Scotland squad after tough seasons at club level. Will Clarke stick to 3, or could there be a shock call-up for another name reportedly under consideration, Ben Doak? The Liverpool forward, 18, is uncapped at senior level, having made 6 appearances for the U21 side, while other wildcards could be Bristol City's Tommy Conway and Southampton's Ross Stewart, who returned to action in the playoff first leg against West Brom. Watch Scotland's squad announcement for Euro 2024 on Wednesday live on Sky Sports News from 11 AM. Scotland's Euro 2024 warm-up matches. June 3, Gibraltar, N, friendly, kick-off 5 p.m. June 7, Finland, H, friendly, kick-off 7:45 p.m. Who do Scotland face at Euro 2024? Following the final friendlies against Gibraltar and Finland, Scotland will head to their Euro 2024 base camp located in the Bavarian resort of Garmisch-Partenkirchen on June 9. Clarke's side play the tournament's opening match against hosts Germany at the Allianz Arena on June 14. The Scots also face games against perennial qualifiers Switzerland and Hungary, who reached the knockout stages in 2016. Scotland have history kicking off tournaments, having been drawn to face Brazil in the opener at World Cup 1998, a game they narrowly lost 2-1 to a second-half Tom Boyd own goal. This time they begin at the Allianz Arena before facing Switzerland in Cologne on June 19, with Hungary awaiting in Stuttgart on June 23.